Welcome to New Business in Later Life with me, Ildikó Sealey. I'm an entrepreneur, the routine queen, and the champion of thriving over 50. I'm obsessed with morning routines, energized living, and building businesses that work with your life, not against it. Each week, I share real-life stories from bold later life entrepreneurs who have said no thanks to retirement and hell yes to reinvention, while discussing good health routines for great business. Whether you are launching your first venture or scaling your encore, you are in the right place. Let's get you fired up, focused, and firmly in the driver's seat of your next chapter. Let's dive in. Today's guest is Christine Hertoghe, a Belgian-born dietitian turned airline assistant who left her Saudi chic employer for a British captain. Her new business in later life is establishing an eco farm in Cambridgeshire. Slowly, she's improving the land and improving the mindset of local farmers about pesticides. Christine's passion for nature and what she's achieving is palpable. Please welcome this course junkie, tree planting, glamping site developing, never retiring, Christine Hertoghe. Good morning, Christine. Welcome to the studio.
Good morning, Ildikó.
Thank you very much for coming along to New Business in Later Life. I would love to hear everything about your eco farm.
So, I've always been interested in nature, always been interested in growing flowers and things like that. My garden. But about 5 years ago, my daughter, who lives in Spain, sort of thought, okay, she was crying on the phone. So I thought, okay, well, why don't you come back to the UK? And she's got 2 horses. And I had 2 horses at the time as well. And let's buy a little yard. Now, I did have a service accommodation business in Cambridge, but and I didn't really want to lose that either. But this was 2019. And then
we had no idea that COVID was coming either.
Exactly. But then I went sort of Grantham and quite a bit further away, and nothing was suitable until I found this farm, which is 90 acres. So it's a small farm, but a huge garden.
90 acres,
a huge garden. Yes.
It's a fair amount of land.
It is. And I found that. And thanks to my let's say, background in property investing, which I started in 2006, 2007, something like that.
Right.
So also after 50. And I've never been a businesswoman. Never thought of myself as a businesswoman.
Right, yeah. So on a similar path there, because I got into property at 48 and then launched the podcast at 50. Now launched my routine club at 51, yeah.
I thought we had a lot of things in common. And then I had to buy the farm in 2 stages. So I took an option on some of the land, and then I bought the yard and the house at first stage when we sold the house. So this ended up with a home? That's right, yeah. So we lived there. Then
the home for the horses
I broke
as well.
my leg once we moved. 2 weeks after. That was horrible. Yes. So that gave me the time to then look into what I wanted to do, because in the meantime, my daughter had changed her mind. Okay.
But she didn't want to move back to the UK anymore.
That's right.
Well,
she was having such a good time.
Okay,
in Spain.
I live here too, but yeah, Spain is it's got sunshine.
I know.
UK, that's so.
It's too hot in the summer. But anyway, she's discovering that. Then I did the course, which is all about soil health and what you need to look into, what the worms are going to do, the little bacteria, the fungi.
So this is something that you got into immediately when you got the farm? Oh,
with my broken leg, I couldn't really do anything.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
So I had 3 months of doing that and passed the exam.
Educating yourself into being a farmer.
Yes. Never thought of myself as a farmer, but yeah.
Where did the eco side of things come into this whole equation?
So then it was called Tibbetts Farm. Tibbetts Farmhouse. So I didn't even have the title farm. So I wanted to change the name. And then I sort of thought about ecology. Ecology is something that really makes it real for me.
Okay.
Because of the wildlife aspect, anything that is above ground, on the ground, or below ground. And that seemed to entail everything that I thought was important.
What's your background to create this interest, or is it just simply as a person?
I'm a dietitian.
Okay.
And that's what I studied. And then basically I did a little bit of work in that field, working with mucoviscidosis children, but then with people who wanted to lose weight. And all I could say, eat less, exercise more, drink more water. Not my thing. I like things to move
but
quick.
But it's all true, though, isn't it?
I know, but how boring.
I mean, obviously, you keep yourself very well, so I'm pretty sure that you take on your own advice and you...
Okay.
Well, I suppose with the farm...
That's always a little bit difficult, isn't it? I just put on about 4 kilos, so I can't really say anything. But yes, I do love good food, vegetables and all that. But like everyone, I do like crisps and I do like here and there some stuff. But it's not good for me and I know it. It's very hard to sort of not do it. And what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. And I suppose, nutrition definitely comes within your physical health and good health routines. But I personally find in the shop, I can say no to it easily.
Oh, yeah.
In the shop, I can read the nutrition advice. And if it's a certain amount more percentage of sugar content, for example, I then put it back to say it's not good for me. So I prevent it being at home. If it was at home, I could not avoid it. I would have it.
I can imagine.
Like if someone buffets, I struggle a little bit. Although I've been sort of training myself lately that I really don't need it. It's kind of like on the lines of if I don't put it in the bin and eat it, then I'm the bin. Now, do I want to be the bin?
Never thought of that. Yeah.
But
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
so why would I want to be the bin?
Yeah.
So sometimes I fall off the wagon. I do. We all do, I suppose. But then this kind of thought helps me go back on it. And
yes,
and it's like crisps you mentioned. It's like, I don't actually like crisps, but there are other things I do like. But when I know that it's really not good for me, then I just label
You're
it as
able
it's not
to sort of
for me,
say,
and I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to be fit.
Because afterwards, when you eat it, you don't feel all that well. And I know all that. And I'm a dietitian, right? So I should know all that. But it's mainly when I travel. When I travel and I'm not at home, I'm like you, I wouldn't buy stuff like that. Or hardly, unless something happens and then I'm sort of comfort eating.
Do you find that you manage your diet better at home?
Yes.
So I kind of, am I right to assume that you grow your own fruit and vegetables and things on the farm?
I love flowers. I'm really not good at vegetables. So I do have two leeks within my flower bed that are growing. I do have some fruit, berries, things like that.
Right.
I do forget to pick them before they fall on the ground. So I do feed the birds this way. No, I'm not that good at it. Potatoes were a disaster last year, but I did put them in. But they all turned green because they were too close to the surface. But it's all a learning curve. Yes.
So as an eco farm, I don't really know anything about it, to be honest.
Neither am I, right? I'm learning.
Well, you've been doing it for 5 years now.
Slowly. Yes.
So what's your aim with it? Well, from the decision to now 5 years down the line?
So what I did is we planted a lot of trees and everything. What I want to do is observe what nature is doing to regenerate. And I've seen a lot of birds coming back. We have wildlife, which wasn't there. I mean, we have quite a lot of muntjacs. So if I plant a tree, it's a small deer that was sort of introduced, I think, probably about 50 years ago, got loose and thriving in the UK or in Britain or in England at least. Yeah.
So in the southern part of the country.
So it's a small deer and it's got big teeth. Two big canines. It's very weird. So it's a struggle for my saplings to keep living because it's the drought, because we've had 2 droughts, right? And recently we didn't have any rain. So until last week, a few days ago.
Weeks, didn't we? Yeah.
But we had a few more, like about 8 weeks without rain. So if you planted something during the winter, you need to put water on it. But I planted about 11,000 saplings around the fields, because I want to see what happens when you put trees so that they cut the wind. And as you know, once you're below a tree, it's much cooler.
Yes.
Or it's much warmer in the winter when everything's very cold. You actually have a sort of dampening. I can't explain it. It's very...
I think you can. Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on the tree, because what came to mind is obviously trees drop their leaves. Then I thought, hang on, I mean, there are evergreen trees. Some trees don't necessarily drop their leaves. So you can create that little microclimate within the perimeters of the tree, I suppose, by the sound of it.
And it's amazing. Okay, so you won't have things growing under the trees during the summer. Even the grass says, oh, I don't have enough light here. But mainly they do, I would have little flowers, such as bluebells and things like that, which grow just before the trees have got leaves.
Yes,
nature is amazing,
like
isn't it?
A circle
of
a woodland, isn't it?
Yeah.
So another, I mean, I don't know if this is, but how do you make this eco farm a running business with these experimentations? Because I imagine by the sound of it, you are investing a lot of money and effort into it. So there needs to be
a return
on it somehow. So what is your way of doing that?
Okay, so because I have my property portfolio on the side, that keeps me going. So I'm going to start a little glamping site, just one, and just do that for the summer. I have one barn that is actually rented out to a farmer. I want the farm to stay a farm, so he puts grain in there. For 5 years, I've had a lot of rats. Because I'm an eco farm, the principle is I'm not going to
kill the rat.
I probably kill the rats with a rifle, but not with poison. I refuse to use poison.
It's a bit
so the
Wild West
kind
of approach.
Yes.
Blimey, that would take a hell of an effort to try and kill rats with a rifle, wouldn't it?
Yes, I don't do that.
Okay.
I have a man who loves to kill rats, so perfect. He comes on a regular basis, but it's not enough. So I've asked the farmer now to put the grain in the barn. Fine. He rents it.
Okay.
But he's got to get rid of it before the end of December. So I'm hoping...
What, the grains or the rats?
Oh, the grains in this one. That's a good comment. Yes, that wasn't very clear. Yeah. But no, the rats are there. And they're very clever, poor chaps, right?
Yeah,
so
rats
I
are
hate to
indeed.
do that. But they just breed like rats.
Yeah. So what's he going to do with the grains?
So you sell them. Now, the
was
principle...
he not selling it beforehand?
Yes, he was. But if he waits a bit longer, then normally the wheat is sold at a higher price.
Oh, I see.
But I said, listen, if I reduce the price of my barn, I wasn't asking him a lot, but I reduced it almost by half. Would that
would
pay for it?
compensate him for the price difference in the grain, but then you wouldn't have rats.
But the principle also is that he forgets that after a while you see a lot of rat droppings. Now, the people who buy the grain don't want to see that,
no,
right?
Of course not.
So then he has to have the grain cleaned.
So technically,
that costs a lot as well.
I was going to say, technically, you end up selling a better quality of grain because it's still clean.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I suppose even if you didn't...
if you don't get the highest price.
Yeah, but even if you didn't drop the barn rental, the cleaning costs of the grain could probably have balanced it out. But I suppose this way...
But it sounded like an easier way to introduce the subject.
And that's what I was going to say, it's a bit of a more holistic approach, isn't it? That you still have income for the rental.
Yes.
He can sell on the grain while it's nice and clean.
Yes.
And then you will have no rats at the end of it.
Yes, because my aim is to change their minds as well, to make them more regenerative. And regenerative farming is really all about you don't plow the land, because if you plow the land up to a distance of about 60 centimeters,
about
600 millimeters, you then cut all the... There are worms that go down, worms that go sideways, and worms that are on the top. So you won't touch those two, but you will kill off all the worms that go down. And those are quite long worms and quite biggish worms, because they cannot survive that.
Oh, wow. Obviously, but you mentioned already that you started studying
Yes.
literally the in-depth wildlife
Yes.
as well. It's not something that ever crossed my mind.
No,
because I
no.
thought ploughing would be good because it's turning the roots of the plant around,
Yes.
and it just sort of freshens up the soil.
Yeah, we used to not plow like that. The farmers love to have everything clean, hedges cut and all that. But wildlife does not want clean. It wants a mess. It wants different herbs, different grasses, heights differences, trees around. That's what wildlife likes.
Yeah, it really, what you're saying really highlights how much we humans change
That's
the
right.
environment. And we don't, well, our environment, we don't just change our environment, but we change wildlife's environment.
Yes.
My goodness, one of my little private aims in my life is to start a petition to stop the clock change. It absolutely breaks my heart to see all the dead animals in March when we change the clock. And
Good point. I hadn't thought of it.
I listened to a book recently, and a bit of statistic was quoted in there that deaths, stress-related deaths, absolutely multiply in the week following the clock change in March because we lose an hour's sleep. And stuff like that. And it affects wildlife. It affects so much.
But there are two things here. Yes, I never thought of that point. But there is also in March and April where all the young animals are, in February, March, that's when all the young animals are born, and they don't know.
They don't know that
and they are
change
not
the
quick
clock
enough
yet.
to move.
Yes.
But yes, you're right. Yeah.
So anyway,
I
quite
didn't think of
interesting
that.
to learn about the ploughing itself, how it damages that sort of third layer of worms that obviously produce good soil.
Yes.
But then what I was going to ask is, how do you then plant? Do you just give it a year or?
So I don't do the planting. So what I look after half the farm. So I have 4 big fields, like 10, 12 acres each. And what I do then, I definitely don't use any fertilizers or any insecticides, pesticides, fungicide. Nothing comes on there. But I do have farmers bring their cattle or sheep. And I do that freely because what I want is
the natural fertilizer.
Is the natural fertilizer, yeah. And when I first arrived with my horses to the farm, the manure, the droppings of the horses did not disappear at all for ages. So that means that there are no beetles.
Right, okay. I was
the
trying
soil
to figure
beetles.
out where you were going with it. I was expecting something like that. Okay.
And now I have small beetles, but this is 5 years later, so it takes time.
So is it because of the grass that the horses were eating? They were
So it was, before it was arable, so they were growing wheat mainly, and then they were using pesticides, fungicide, any of the sides. It's like farmers get up in the morning, they're good people, right? But conventional farming is not the right way to go. They think, okay, what can we kill today? It's like that.
To make the crop better,
Yes.
to earn more money.
Yes.
I mean, obviously,
Frightening, isn't it? Especially for cereals.
like the likes of Jeremy Clarkson taking farming to the absolute mainstream. I think the
He did a
average
lot of good.
person, yes, has brought some incredible amount of sort of awareness of
Yes.
how hard it is to make any money out of farming.
You can't make money out of farming. They have to have diversification, either with a wedding venue or holiday lets or glamping.
Like you said, you're going to do holiday as well.
That's right.
So I was going to go back. So how can you utilize the farm? So you said half of it is rented out to a farmer. So I suppose it is earning a little bit of its keep.
If you think about £100, £110 per acre, that's not going to make me rich or let me live.
That's not going to make you rich, but kind of earns its keep, does it?
Yeah,
kind of just about.
I want it to stay a farm, so it's really important for me as well to give that. But I still want to change them into plowing less. And I did with years sort of say, please don't spray anymore, because when I see these big sprayers arriving, I know, what are they going to kill today? It's like that.
So are the farmers who are renting from you buying into this ethos
Yes,
of
actually.
eco farming. That's really quite nice.
They are slowly getting the message.
What's your long-term aim? Would you want to get an eco farm
certification
or something? I know
I
that
don't
it's
believe
probably...
in certification because it's all. Why would organic farmers need to certify and conventional farmers who put glyphosate? Glyphosate is the stuff that we use to kill the grasses and things like that. It's called Roundup.
Right, yeah,
Does that ring a bell? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put glyphosate to kill anything that's on the land, and then they will plow it, and then seed.
Yeah, but
But you
do they have to
find
fertilize in between?
yes, possibly,
Yeah, because obviously the new seeds need to grow somehow.
yes, but can you imagine something as lethal as killing everything? Actually, that is what made me think about eco-farm and regenerative farming. Is I was going towards somewhere and there was this big field, beautiful green and everything. 2 weeks later, I come there and it was all yellow.
Oh, it got
What
treated,
happened?
yeah.
And it was glyphosate having been sprayed on it, and it killed everything. You find glyphosate in mother's milk. Now, I'm very passionate about all this, so
Oh my word!
stop
But
me when you want.
Because a woman would be eating whatever vegetables.
Cereals.
Cereals.
It's usually
right.
cereals, yeah.
And then it would be in the...
You must eat organic cereals, if anything, yeah.
I tell you what, I'm sitting here, literally that's what's going through my mind, that maybe I really need to rethink my attitude towards organic food.
We hardly have any organic food, right? You go to Tesco's or Sainsbury's,
Yeah, and
it's
just
like
take what's on the
nothing.
shelf.
When I go back to my family in Belgium, yes, I've got a huge amount in the normal supermarket, like Carrefour and things like that.
Well, I must admit that sort of alternative food, I shouldn't even be called alternative food, but bio-food is everywhere in Hungary, and it always has been. I remember for years and years and years.
Yes, you're Hungarian.
There are loads
yes,
and loads
yes.
of shops where you can buy bio-food. Maybe not necessarily in the mainstream supermarkets, but there are loads of bio-food shops in Hungary. And I remember when I was in my 20s, probably even in my teenage years.
Yeah.
So going back 40 years, it was already a big thing anyway.
Was it? Yeah. Wow. You see.
Yeah, I remember. But I came to England at 21.
Okay.
So that was exactly 30 years ago. And beforehand, I was a vegetarian back then. I turned vegetarian at a young age.
Okay.
I'm not anymore, but back then.
Yeah.
So I had to look for alternatives. So it was on my radar.
Yes.
That all these bio food stores were
I didn't
around.
know that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, you quite... I mean, there's a lot of organic stuff and free from and whatever alternative things
Well,
in supermarkets
the
here.
sort
but
of old-fashioned way of growing food.
yeah, that's...
The normal way that thousands of years farmers have been doing. And now we call conventional farming. There's nothing conventional about it. It's in the 70s that obesity has gone up and all that from that time.
And actually that links to
It's
cereals
all
as well,
linked.
doesn't it? Yeah. So you must have a very good, very stable routine to run the farm.
It's funny that I did see on your website a healthier you makes a wealthier you. And I so believe in that. Yes, you're right. And I didn't before, I didn't realize. But of course, as you grow older, you feel that, okay, what's hurting me today sort of thing when I get up, right? Okay. But apart from that, I do... Yes, I realize that I need to walk more. I need to exercise more. Of course, on the farm, it's easier in the summer because, of course, I walk the fields and that sort of
how
thing.
much of the work do you do personally, though? Because
So I don't do the work.
Well, exactly.
I do the gardening. I do a bit of gardening, and I look after my flowers and my few vegetables.
But yeah, it's really interesting because obviously I promote a healthier you makes a wealthier you in relation to business, running a business. But of course, you are running an eco farm or building eco farm into a business. But this conversation we've had so far is making me realize, how incredibly ingrained the routine is to a field or to a farm or to land. I mean, not least talking about the seasons.
Yes.
And then year on year, we do the same things. We grow food and then eat food and we've got seasonal food.
Yeah.
So the seasons give us a routine in themselves anyway. But yeah, since you started talking about it, so your physical health routines, do you walk around the farm just to take it all in?
So I should do more of it. It's easier to walk on a flat surface, like a little road.
What about your farm? Is it on a hill, on hills?
No,
or
it's really flat.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the fens, so it's very clay ground.
Okay.
So the problem is that if a horse goes on there in the winter, so you will have the
Churn up
hooves.
the mud.
So it's really a sort of ankle breaker at the moment.
Wow.
I'm sort of thinking about getting a big roller in order to flatten a bit more. But so last year I was really good at this. I was doing my 6,000 to 10,000 steps a day.
Cool.
And I felt really well, and I was able to stop any sort of horrible food eating and that sort of thing. That worked really well. And then, I don't know why, this Christmas I lost the plot. If you start with a few pastries, you're lost.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened.
I was listening to something, and it just sort of reiterated a message that in the morning we start off just like a full battery. Like, you stick your phone on charge in the evening. In the morning, it's fully charged, ready to go.
Yes.
By the end of the day, you've used it for all sorts of things. The battery has drained. You might have 50% left. You might have 20% left. You might have 12% left. And apparently our willpower towards food
I've heard that.
is the same thing. And it made so much sense, because I watched this little video from a nutritionist one day last week. And then on Friday, I went to a business show.
Okay.
And everybody always puts out bowls and bowls of sweets.
Yes.
Which is truly awful, really, but whatever. I try not to eat sugar. I don't have sugar at home. I don't bake cakes.
No.
I eliminate it as much as possible. And then you go along to this business show, and then all morning I was fine. I had my protein shake and whatever, and then we had lunch. And of course, the sort of slump came. And then as the day went on, the willpower was disappearing. And came sort of 3 o'clock. As I was going around, I found myself picking sweets out of the bowls, because then suddenly the Ferrero Rocher looked really quite inviting. And
oh dear, I've got...
and stuff like that. Or like this girl had these little biscuity things in a massive bowl, and we were chatting, I know her, and it's just like nibbling.
Yes.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So basically our willpower diminishes
with the day.
with the day, every single day. So it's kind of quite
Makes
interesting to
sense.
be aware of it, because then when you are faced with it,
So step away when you're in the afternoon.
combine it with your other bits of awareness, like what I mentioned earlier, that if I wouldn't want to put the food in the bin and I eat it, then I'm the bin.
Yeah.
And then you combine all these things, and you can kind of keep yourself on track a little easier.
Yeah. No, I think I like that. Yeah. I'm going to adopt that. Be aware of it anyway. Yes.
I mean, that's a start, isn't it? When you are aware of something, then you can introduce new habits that then become regular routines.
And you're right. It's in the afternoon that I feel, I want to go and nibble something, or
But
I do have nuts and things like that. But
very important to have
nuts.
something ready instead.
Yeah. Yes. Have an alternative.
So have a think about, okay, what is it that I do eat that I shouldn't or don't want to? And what is it that I can have instead? So this is what I do.
So
like
always
nuts.
prepare something. Yeah.
Yeah. Always have something protein rich at home. So when the afternoon nibbles come, I either have my protein shake or something protein rich, nuts.
I just got some protein yesterday in a bag. Oh, good. Okay. So I'll do that. But I didn't think of that willpower thing. Yeah.
Yeah, quite interesting.
Yeah. That's really good. Fantastic.
So going back to your eco farm, I was really quite interested to hear at the very beginning you mentioned about studying a lot of things. So that really inspires me that, can I share your age?
Yeah, of course.
So at 69,
no problem.
At 69, you are building this amazing eco farm and glamping site.
Yeah.
And I imagine that the eco farm side of it will be a selling point, but also how you are educating yourself to make sure that you're doing things properly and you're keeping your mind fresh about it.
I'm a great believer in learning. When I was a child, I didn't like studying. It was really not something. I would do the bare minimum to pass an exam.
I know the feeling.
That sort of thing. But as I grew older, I did a business degree, a small degree, when I was in my 30s. And then from then on, I've become a course junkie. It was either property or health or,
Or eco farm, as the case may be.
Yes, about soil and it's been constantly, yeah. As I think I mentioned, I came to a course about podcasting.
Yes,
Was it
yes.
10 days ago, 3 days? So
Oh, yeah,
I love learning. For me, that's like a holiday.
That is so interesting. I hate it. Well, okay, maybe I not hate it. I don't remember all of it really, but I remember struggling with homework all the time or learning things, and how
Yeah.
my dad was kind of trying to get me to learn things. And I didn't really like it. I sort of got by pretty okay. Whatever stuck in class,
Right.
stuck.
Nice.
Outside of the classroom, I struggled. And
Good
then,
memory then.
Used to have, yeah.
Okay.
And then similar to you, I went to university at 38.
There you are.
So yeah, and
Interesting,
then,
isn't it?
I think around that time, probably, I sort of realized I actually really quite like learning. And then now that I'm in business, oh my goodness, I need to stop myself
Yeah.
not to be a course junkie, because it is so easy to
Yes.
get
And not
all these
apply. You
emails
just,
and your members here and your networking and everything,
yeah.
not to sign up to absolutely everything, and sort of just rein
it in.
make
But
it
then
relevant.
I think, what the hell? Maybe I don't have many years left. So if I can do something that I love doing, why
Well,
not?
you look full of life.
Yes.
You might have another 30 years left in you.
No, we don't know that, right?
Absolutely.
We don't know. Anything can happen. So I want to use every day that I've got to enjoy it. One of my personal goals, so I'm doing a business year-long course.
Okay.
And in that business course, you're supposed to have 3 personal goals, 3 business goals, and then you break it down a little bit more.
Would you be happy to share the goals?
Yes, of course. So for my personal goals, it was all about health.
Right.
Because I realized at the time that I was losing it, right, during Christmas. And then also I would journal. And I think journaling, I didn't start straight away, but I am journaling now. And what is easy for me is that I put a little chair with a little table, sort of one of these IKEA chairs, walking ones,
something simple.
an old one that I found in the barn. And I have a little table with my little journal and a pen. And every time I get into my bedroom, I know I have to journal in the evening.
So you do it literally just before you go to bed?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ask yourself certain questions, or do you...
What did I do during the day? And
Or just kind of document it?
I document it. Yeah, otherwise I don't know what to write. But by documenting, I've realized, gosh, girl, you're doing so many things. So I'm grateful for the energy I still have.
Yeah.
And then I put maybe a point or 2 that I need to remember for the next day, because that's really important. I would forget. And by just writing it down, I've got it in my head the next day. Maybe I churn it into my brain. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I'm not a good sleeper.
This is a recommended practice, isn't it? That you, and I think you're doing it exactly as it's suggested, sort of thing. You offload the day's issues out of your brain.
That's right.
And then you upload what you need to do the next day, so your brain can start processing.
Hadn't thought of it like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
Download,
I believe
upload.
this is the kind of
Love
more
it.
scientific explanation of it, kind of, or the recommendation why you should sort of do exactly what you do.
Yeah.
So your brain starts processing solutions.
That's right.
For whatever comes the next day.
I hadn't thought about it, but yeah.
I've spoken to a number of my guests about journaling.
Yeah.
My personal issue is that by the time I go to bed, I literally just put my head on the pillow and go sleep. Or so I want to. I don't know.
But by putting a chair with a little table and your journal there's nothing else in that little corner of my bedroom. I haven't stopped. And I think, okay, yes, I'd like to go to bed, but no, it's so easy.
Need to take a leaf out of my own book and set a SMART goal, because instead of, it's funny, this is where my story started, that, I need to do some exercise.
Yes.
And I was saying this for 2 years, and eventually said, no, I need to do some exercise in the morning from tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I started it, and that was over 3 years ago, and I haven't looked back.
Wow.
So I now need to do the same with the journaling, because just like yourself, as I say, a couple of other guests have expressed quite how good it is for your mental health.
I have to say, that sort of dumping of stuff.
And I'd love to do it, but I suppose I haven't set myself the correct goal of doing it at this sort of time and how Are you familiar with SMART goals?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose you've done business studies.
Yes.
So yeah,
I can never remember, but they
but
are.
It's S for specific. So
Specific,
yeah, I need to
measurable.
Oh my God, are you gonna hold me to it now? Do I have
Measurable.
To say
A is for.
that? Oh gosh.
No, we won't continue there because I'm forgetting as well.
The R is relevant and the T is for time.
Okay, so
achievable.
achievable.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah. So it's got to be specific. So I need to journal.
Yeah.
Measurable, like I don't know, 2 minutes a day. Achievable,
Yeah.
of course, it's achievable. I can do it every day before I go to bed. Relevant, it's totally relevant because you're talking about it.
Yeah.
It would better my life. Probably, actually, yeah. I keep mentioning menopause brain. I need to stop that. But yeah, the memory loss is very real. And then time. Yeah,
yes,
I need
but
to set
the
time to do
amazing
it before bed.
thing that you can get with menopause is wisdom. I'm so grateful for the age I am because of the wisdom I have.
That's beautiful.
It's amazing. I don't really care about what other people think of me anymore, but I did before. Everything seemed to be so important, what people thought of me. Gosh, no, I'm over that.
It's just sort of a natural way of developing in our lives, isn't it? Like, I mean, there's so many things floating around on the internet that at 20, you still,
yes.
Or in your 20s, you really care about what people say. In your 30s, you concentrate on your career. In your 40s, you become
that's right,
self-confident. And then later on, you just really don't give two hoots about what people think about you or anything.
Or let's say really less.
Yeah. You just sort of...
Very liberating,
as
far as I'm concerned. Best thing ever.
You sort of indulge in your own wisdom.
Yes.
Your journaling beautifully covers. Let me think, which one does it come in? Well, probably both, like mental health and spiritual health, what you look after, because you connect with yourself emotionally.
So I've always been a really positive person. I believe in fake it until you make it.
Yeah, some people say it's not real, but I tell you what,
smile and then maybe you're going to feel better. And I've always done that my whole life.
Same here. I share your
it makes
sentiment.
it easier. Yeah.
Especially the smile. I remember doing a business course, and we had a few other little sort of hour-long mini courses to go with it. And I learned about the fake it till you make it then, and I sort of introduced smiling into my life. And now people know me for being a smiley woman. And
Ildikó.
it was like a while, or even now, I realize I don't have a smile on my face. I put a smile on in the morning. Oh, that's one of my bestest advice I can give to anyone. You wake up in the morning.
Or
as soon as you're conscious, put on a smile.
Okay.
You will feel the difference.
I maybe get out of bed easier then.
Oh, absolutely. Because, what's the first thing? It's morning. Oh, my alarm gone.
Yes,
I need to get up. Oh, it's raining outside. You can do all of that. You can lay in bed, acknowledge that you are awake, put a smile on. And
wow, lucky to be alive
instant
today.
Happiness,
sort of thing.
And your brain just floods with this instant happiness. Yeah. And you move about a little and say, yeah, it's time to get up. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I can get on with my day.
Yeah.
I woke up today.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely that's a good idea. Yeah. I smile once I go downstairs, but maybe I should do that before I take my shower or something. Fire. Yeah. That's a good idea. I read on your website. What about the routine club?
You've done your homework on me.
I have a little bit.
Well,
because I find that fascinating. Yeah,
it is fascinating, and the way it built up and the way it has become my thing is fascinating. So 3 years ago, I got into business. I got into property as well.
Okay,
because I sort of purchased a bundle.
Yep.
And one of the training courses was about mindset.
Okay.
And one of the advice in there, all sorts of books were recommended.
Yep.
Obviously, the course was going on, and at the end of each module, there was something recommended. Read this book, do that, follow whatever person. And a guy called Darren Hardy, he's an American success mentor. He puts out a little 5-minute message every morning. You get it in your email. And about 3 weeks into it, so this was about May time, back 3 years ago. About 3 weeks into it, his session was about morning routine.
Okay.
And it was all about do something that appeals to your physical health, mental health, intellectual health, and spiritual health. Doesn't matter how long it takes.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do something.
Yeah.
And it could be as simple as calf raises or stretches or deep breathing while you're waiting for a kettle to boil.
Yeah.
do a little mindfulness or like, the breathing exercise.
Yeah.
A lot of these can sort of go either way, whether
Yes.
it's physical health, spiritual health.
They're all together anyway,
they all
isn't it?
interlink.
Yeah.
Or like, the intellectual side of things for me is to listen to him for 5 minutes while I have breakfast. So that's part of my routine. And then I thought, okay, that sounds really interesting. So this was on the back end of my 2 years worth of procrastinating about needing to introduce exercise into my life. And I thought, okay, so I really need to do something. So I, for the first time, probably set a SMART goal. And it was like, right, I will do something from tomorrow morning. So I went on YouTube, started to search for things, and I found a lady, because I searched for exercises for 50 plus. I've got arthritis, I needed to be mindful.
Yeah.
And I found a 7-minute exercise routine that were low impact. So I got out of bed and did it.
And kept doing it.
And keep doing it. So that's how it started, just that one thing 3
that
times a week.
clicked with you.
Yes. And then I said, okay, I want to do a bit of meditation as well. So what do I need to do? So this is where I mentioned to you earlier that I developed the Temple of Health for Wealth. So the foundation of this temple is time. And I think this was the biggest issue in that sort of SMART goal.
Yeah.
The non-existent specification of time. So I realized that, okay, I don't have time in my day when I'm awake. So when do I have time? I can actually get up 10 minutes earlier and do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I started doing. I identified a little pocket of time in my day, but I could do something a little bit different.
Did you call it a micro moment?
Yeah, yeah.
I love that word. Yeah, I've written it down.
I mean, micro moments are even smaller than that, because the exercise is 7 minutes. Micro moments could be as little as 1 minute. So like people who are really busy in their business, and you sit down at your desk at 8 o'clock in the morning and you find that you get up at 6 o'clock and you have no idea what you've done, but you were working all day long. Or you got clients and then you finish, you put the phone down to one call and then pick up the call to another one. And you need to reorganize yourself in a split second. It doesn't work.
No.
The brain doesn't work that way. So micro habits could be a breathing exercise for 1 minute in between 2 phone calls.
I recently had just exactly somebody explain that to me. Yeah, sort of breathing exercise, and I should do that.
It is fantastic. I mean, especially if you, mind you, it sounds like that. Although you are
because I'm constantly busy, and busy does not mean effective.
True. I was going to say that it sounds like you've got a reasonably calm life because you're living in this beautiful farm, or the gardens around the farmhouse, and effectively you potter around as you wish, kind of thing.
Yes, that's true.
But if you are building up a business on the farm, or you're going to be building the glamping site, you're going to have to deal with customers, you're going to have to deal with the bookings, you're going to have a business to run.
Yeah, of course, that's on top of the rest of the business that I run, right?
Yeah,
because you still have to run the portfolio, and I only have one serviced accommodation unit, but
it's all work.
I have to check everything, coordinate with a cleaning lady and all that. Yeah, so pretty busy. I try not to work more than 4 to 5 hours a day, mind you.
Isn't that the reason we go into property, to make it passive?
Whoever said it was passive?
No, property is not passive. Not really.
No, really, no.
I don't quite know what level you need to get to for it to be really passive. But anyway,
but I think some people are very good at giving, once you've got the property, give it away to a letting agent. You still have to check the letting agent, but you don't have this sort of day-to-day problems that arise. Boiler going wrong, leaks starting everywhere. So it does. And I'm not a control freak at all, but I can't let go with letting agents, because letting agents, I've discovered, can let you down, right?
Well, anyone can let you down, really.
Of course.
For all sorts of reasons.
Of course.
So yes, you do need
So
to
I do it in-house now. I do have a lovely assistant. She's very efficient. And she takes the slack that I don't like. I don't like all this admin stuff and paperwork. And
it's so different, isn't it? Because for you, it's your livelihood. You can get really emotionally involved, but you can't really allow yourself to.
No,
but then when you pay someone, they don't have that emotional connection. They do it as a job, and then you can monitor for them to do it properly or efficiently Or how do you want it?
Maybe
to
I'm not
train
that organized, but I'm a bigger vision person. Details are not my forte. But yeah.
Would you like to do a little bit of a breathing exercise?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do
Okay.
a box breathing is one that kind of really disconnects you. If you find yourself you've got several tasks to do,
Okay.
and you want to have a little break in between, so it's like breathing in for a count of 4,
Yeah.
then hold it for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and then hold it again for a count of 4. So if you just do 2 rounds,
Okay.
because otherwise it will
Not
go on
easy
forever.
for me. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll breathe with you and I count with you.
Okay.
So you just do 2 rounds and I'll ask you how you feel at the end, yeah?
Okay.
So if you'd like to just sort of relax into your seat and then shut your eyes. I can ask Ryan, our tech support, to do it with us. Do you want to? Okay, so breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. And open your eyes. How do you feel?
Difficult to open my eyes now.
Okay, I tend to feel
So,
a little
yeah.
lightheaded. So when you do about 3 or 4, you can end up feeling a little bit lightheaded.
Okay. No, I
But-
didn't feel that, but calm actually. Yeah.
I mean, you're
Good
very good.
idea.
You're very good at doing research. Obviously, about a farm, you've done research about me, so I can imagine
Yeah.
you're going to go home and look into breathing exercises. I can't remember the ins and outs of it right this moment.
Yeah.
But the deep breathing part just does something to your brain, and the bottom
Yeah.
line is that you reset yourself a little
Right.
bit, so you can kind of disconnect from what happened before. You reset yourself, then you sort of look at what you need to do next.
Yeah.
And then you've got a bit of a fresh head, a fresh mind to then get on with your next task.
So that's the pause
Yeah,
part of
absolutely.
pause, reflect,
Yeah.
refocus,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So it's something that simple. Now that is a micro habit that you can introduce into your everyday, like when you know that, okay, I've finished a
I think I
task.
need to, in order to feel a little bit more lightheaded or totally disconnected, I think I probably have to breathe deeper, which I probably didn't.
Yeah, possible. And also
Tummy,
breathe
isn't
into
it?
your diaphragm rather than just your lung.
Yeah.
So breathe right down into your tummy
I didn't do that.
and then do it more. I mean, you can actually vary this breathing exercise. You can grow it, so you can start with a count of 3 all
Right.
around, and then you go count of 4, and then 5, and then 6, 7, 8,
Okay.
and then you can sort of
Okay.
train yourself, because
Yeah.
you will feel that your lungs and your breathing
Yeah.
organs will kind of adjust to it.
Okay.
You can have a little play around with it.
Yeah. I'll try that.
God, we've got into
Yeah,
some real
yeah,
depth here.
Yeah. I never thought I would sort of start breathing in a studio.
Yeah.
Good.
And you can
Yeah.
do it like
It's a good
literally.
idea.
Kettle boiling is kind of, it seems to be the thing to do things. Because how many cups of teas or coffees do you have in a day?
So I can only have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not for you then.
And I just started again with a coffee. But yes, sometimes when I need more energy for the afternoon, I would take a Coke or something. Not good.
Or when you go for a glass of water, just stop for a moment, do a few calf raises,
yes.
do a little round of breathing exercise, have your water, then get back to your computer or whatever you were doing
Yeah.
to get on with work. So yeah.
I'm a little bit of a scatterbrain, right? So I like to
Aren't we all?
multitask. So in writing an email, I suddenly find myself writing a totally different email. And I did not realize that. Yeah. And multitasking is not very efficient.
No, apparently
So that's
not.
that sort of busy person, which is not very effective.
It's really interesting. Like, people have very different ideas, like all sorts of coaches, mentors, gurus, whatever. Like, should you have a to-do list or should you not have a to-do list? Is it practical or is it just stuff to do?
Yeah.
Although I am sort of evolving.
And
so what I do
prioritizing,
now is
yeah.
literally like for each of the business arms, I write down the most important things for the day and then write down other things that ought to be done. But I still take joy in crossing off things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, apparently a to-do list is a kind of like, there's no point having, because you don't have to put have a glass of wine with dinner on the to-do list, do you? You just
No.
do it because you want to do it. So
Yes.
there's that theory behind it as well, that if you want to do it, you will do it.
Ah,
And
okay.
if you don't want to do it, then you put it on a
Yeah.
to-do list. So potentially your to-do list is the one that you outsource to your assistant.
Anyway. No, actually, I love to-do lists, but the crossing off doesn't happen all that often.
I find that having a list and crossing it off helps me with the focus.
And it rewards you probably? Does
In a way,
it?
yeah, I do find
Yeah.
that, yeah. Now, I remember back a few months ago, I had like endless to-do lists. I then
Okay.
employed the Eisenhower method, which is,
don't know that
urgent
one.
and important,
Ah, okay.
urgent and not important,
Right,
important but not urgent, and neither important nor urgent.
right.
But these are still things need done. So theoretically, the last one you can just ditch.
Right. Yeah.
The
You're
other
never going to
two-
do anyway.
You're supposed to outsource, and then if it's urgent and important, then probably that is your to-do list.
Okay.
Although I find that there are variations. But sorry, I wanted to mention something, just going back a step, this sort of the breathing and then whatever you do, or a glass of water or a cup of tea, whatever, what I sort of promote in the routine club is that what I teach is not a template. It's not
Okay,
a one size
no.
fits all. You find what suits you. So
Yeah.
some people don't like box breathing.
Yeah.
I can imagine you're going to look into it. You might find different kind of
Yeah.
breathing exercises, and that will suit you. You
So
might be good
it's-
with it, you might not. You implement different kinds of
Yeah.
monitoring ways. But when you run a business, you have to have some kind
You
of routine.
have to, yeah. And you also have to step back from the business and reflect on it. That's that sort of working on the business rather than in it.
Yes.
I still work too much in it.
Well, and by
And
the
it's-
sound of it,
Not good. I mean, it's not very clever, let's say. I do like it, but I'd like to get rid of some of it.
do.
Yeah.
Just do.
Yeah.
Well, you
For
said you've got
instance, my handyman does not drive. So what do? I drive him to places that he needs to do things. Exactly.
Sorry. For those who tuned in on audio, I just did a proper eye roll there. What I couldn't comprehend was a handyman who doesn't drive.
Yes. Go figure.
Oh, bless.
But I'm very loyal to the people who work for
that's
me.
really
So
sweet.
yeah.
That's really sweet. I imagine they are loyal to you too.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, they are. So that's a good thing. Yeah. What I just thought about, going back to the 4 sort of pillars of spiritual
temple of
and-
health for wealth.
Yes, that's right. There is something, and I didn't do it consciously, but once I arrived at the farm, I found myself a little. We had very tall, sort of, what do you call them, pine trees
Right,
growing,
okay.
and they cut our view completely. So
Okay.
I cut quite a few of them. It's not very good for an eco farm. We shouldn't cut trees.
Well, you can still
But-
do that
yeah.
ecologically,
Yes.
where the wood gets used. So-
Exactly. So the wood was cut into sort of pieces, about like that, and I have a sort of big
that was about 2 foot long pieces.
2 foot long, yeah, and stacked most of it, and then I've got a bug hotel, right?
Fabulous.
So
Oh, there
a
you
big
go.
bug hotel, and my breakfast table, is right there. So I put myself a little terrace and my table and a parasol, and so for me, going and having breakfast there in the morning when it's okay weather, right?
Yeah.
I can even do it in the winter, but there shouldn't be any wind because otherwise it's really too cold. But wow, it's like my soul is being completely regenerated.
Yes, you completely reconnect with yourself.
Yes.
But also, again, this is just
Yes.
showing again how one thing can sort of interconnect all the different health areas.
Yeah.
If you're breathing in fresh air,
Yes, maybe.
oxygen
yeah,
rich.
didn't think of it.
and in the morning it fills your
Yeah.
brain with oxygen, you're ready to roll,
Yeah,
you are in nature,
amazing.
you are with yourself, you reconnect with yourself emotionally.
I can think better.
There you go.
Yeah.
Must be the
Look at the
oxygen.
bigger picture. Yeah.
That was revolutionary for me. Last summer, somebody told me to ground more. And the way I manifested it was that I took my meditation practice outside.
Ah,
So even going into the winter, just like you say, I put my winter coat on, I take a blanket with me,
Yes.
But I sit out, as long as it's not raining and, as you say, not blowing
Yes.
strong wind, I would sit outside to do my meditation practice and just enjoy the fresh air and look into the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
But even if it's raining, if you have a parasol, you can actually stay underneath.
In the summer, it's not too bad. The other morning, I sat out there with the drizzly rain under my acer tree.
There you
But
are.
of course, the acer
Yes.
tree drops its leaves in the winter, so that doesn't
yeah.
work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, under a great big tree, you can probably
Yes.
do that. Yeah,
Yes, you
absolutely.
can. Yeah, yeah. So that is one of these things I had never done before I arrived at the farm. So the farm has been, it's like paradise.
Wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful.
And hopefully a legacy. And hopefully I've changed the life of some of the farmers around me, because they all thought I'm crazy, doing an eco farm.
Good to be crazy though, isn't it?
Yeah, they really thought I'm crazy. And then I said, well, how much do you spend on your pesticides and all that? Well, it was at the time, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, around 65,000. And I thought, oh my God, this is like my profit.
Yeah, things you could do with their money to
Yes.
actually make things better rather
Yes.
than the way you put it, like what can we kill today? And I wonder if farmers actually realize that they have this attitude.
I think slowly they are, because there is more consciousness from people around them that are thinking, okay, I stop a farmer, I'm asking them what they're spraying.
Right, okay.
Or they
It's
then
like,
don't
this,
like it.
this crazy foreign lady
But
here.
yes, but listen, sometimes
feeling,
you just have to accept that you're not going to be welcomed,
Yeah, as well.
And-
but you
and
stick to your values.
Exactly. And that's what's great about getting older.
Yeah, but it's
You can
good
do
to
it
hear
easier.
that you are able to explain your amazing values to other people and bring them on board with you.
Yeah, they won't accept this straight away, but you have to give people time, and it's normal, isn't it? Why would they change because you tell them to?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an amazing journey. Never thought I would be in it.
Yeah. Now, I normally ask people if they
Yeah.
would consider setting up another business, but you've already indicated that you are going to sort of develop the eco farm by turning it
Yes.
into a glamping site. So, what are your plans with that?
So, the part that I manage, I have the government is actually under a countryside stewardship mid-tier. So this means that the fields I have to keep them as pasture. I have also been paid to put some of the hedging. That was very nice, because it's a fortune, right? It's a lot of money to plant. Because of course I don't do it myself, and I wouldn't be able to.
Well, of course, you need to pay people to do the
You
work.
have to pay people. You have to put the guards up. One time, that was 2 years ago, I had 1,100 meters of hedges put in. So that was 7,500 saplings, and of course that cost me about 21,000. So it is expensive between buying the trees and so forth.
So
But
you do need to definitely think about how do you make money from the farm as well.
yes, exactly.
the
To make it
glamping-
sustainable,
Yes.
so that my children, if I disappear tomorrow, they would keep it.
Do they want to? You said your daughter stayed in Spain.
Yes, she stayed in Spain, but she's now with us for 6 weeks. And my son is in Leicester, who knows? But, I don't want to push them, but maybe somebody else might buy the farm and keep it like
That's
that.
true.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
There will come a day when somebody will want exactly that, have a working eco farm that they can run with and have it as a running business, as a lifestyle business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I want to convert another 2 barns, and then maybe also one other barn that could be sort of like a retreat center. Not a retreat center, but it would have a lovely view towards one of the fields, and inside just a big space.
Okay. But sort of invite wellness practitioners to
Possibly.
hold retreats
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe with a glamping site and with the 2 barn conversions. I don't know.
Do a bit of networking in your area, and you never know. You'll probably meet wellness practitioners.
Yes, who might be interested in looking after that.
A lot of them, they do collaborate as well, and then they would put on these day-long retreats.
Yeah.
To invite, I don't know.
Because I think it would be a better idea than a wedding venue. The last thing I want is to find drunken people wandering around. Not my thing.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, you could always explore that because it does pay well.
It does. But do I really want to compromise my peace?
I mean,
don't
it
know.
kind of depends the vicinity. How close is this barn to your own home?
So the barn is probably around 150 meters from the house.
Not too close.
No,
you can
not
probably
too close.
Put up some kind of barriers or something that keep people on the barn side to their own event and keep your privacy to yourself.
Yes.
So you've got options to grow this into a profitable business, not just a business that kind of makes it.
At the moment, it's sort of not breaking even, more or less. Yeah.
So once you develop the barns and the
so what I've done is I did put some static caravans on in different locations, so nobody is interfering with anyone else. And my handyman lives in one because he sort of said, "Oh, I left my wife. What am I going to do?
Go and get a driving license."
Yes. Bless him. He doesn't see all too well. Maybe that's why. I think he had a bad accident when he was younger. And he probably doesn't want to.
Fair enough.
Something like that. I don't know. You never know what's behind people.
That's true as well.
And if he doesn't want to tell me, that's fine. So yes, several options. I did have permitted development rights on 2 of the barns. But I actually want to demolish them and put something better instead. More passive house.
What's a passive house?
Passive house is where you actually don't need to heat the barns up. Yeah, because insulation is so good. And then I would have solar panels on them. And anyway,
go eco all the way as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, we have solar panel.
Your ethos is just absolutely beautiful, and it
came slowly.
Yeah,
slowly. I do want a wind turbine as well. A smaller one.
Mind you, we live sort of not in town, on the edge of the city, but still it's very residential. I'd love to have a wind turbine on the back of the garden. It would be going all the time because we live up a hill.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah,
but you can't in a residential area.
No,
probably you can have one on a farm, but
yes, but I don't want the big ones, because they're $1 million plus. So and then we don't have the infrastructure.
Well, I love your ethos. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the way you express your wisdom that has come partially with age, and then of course the self-development. Thank you for all the discussions on routines.
You're welcome.
It was really lovely to link health routines to land and season routines and the business you're building. That's been wonderful. Christine,
thank you.
I don't know, do you have any questions or anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
No, I think I've sort of more or less said it all.
Excellent.
But I will never retire. Maybe that's one of the things that I think are important. I do not understand people who think that retirement is a good thing. And I'm thinking of starting other businesses, like the glamping, like sourcing properties, because I like the thrill of finding properties that could be, put to use to others and so forth. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having your passion when I get to your age.
Good.
That's beautiful.
Good.
Very good energy. Thank you so much for coming along to New Business in Later Life.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah,
this has been fun.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to New Business in Later Life with me, Ildikó Sealey, where we say no to slowing down and yes to starting up. Loved what you've heard? Please share it or screenshot it and tag me on socials. Let's show the world what thriving in later life really looks like, and share with a friend who is ready for their next chapter. Please subscribe so you are always in the loop. And if you were ready to stop running on empty and start running on purpose, come join us. All the links are waiting in the show notes, including my guests' contacts, the Entrepreneurs Club, and a few tools and services I personally use in my business to help you thrive in yours. Until next time, refuel, refocus, reinvent.